This next comic coming to the stage, he's a very funny guy. If you don't think that if you change your Facebook name, they won't make you keep it for 6 months, then talk to this guy after the show. Give it up for Jeffrey Airwolf Stephenson.
So let's just address this for a second. So what happened is that when I'm drunk, I think I'm hilarious, okay? And so I was like, you know what my middle name should be? Airwolf. Everybody's gonna love it. And then I changed it, and no one loved it. And then so I was like, all right, so this joke is over. So I went to Facebook, and I was like, hey, Facebook, can we make my middle name Michael again like it actually is? And Facebook was like, hey, bro, this is about the 9th time you've changed your middle name? No dice. Previous middle names have been double meat, extra large, and single serving Kraft cheese. So I recently found out that the KKK has started recruiting, which is strange. So I did a little research about it, and I found out recently that the KKK also actually runs movie review websites. It's nuts, right? You guys know what the #1 reviewed movie in about the past 10 years has been on the KKK website? Lord of the Rings, guys. Which to me, if they're recruiting, means that they're not reaching out to the right demographic, which is the nerd market. Like, that's who they need to go for. Can't you just imagine, like, Billy Joe coming up like, hey, man, how would you like to be called Wizard? You change your opinions about Jews, and maybe me and some of the fellas, well, maybe we start calling you Dragon. How do you feel about that? Who's drinking tonight, y'all? I said, who's drinking? It's so hard not to ask that question twice. I drink a lot, I drink too much, and I get drunk, and I have these drunk thoughts. And like one of the ones I had recently that I'd like to share with you is how terrible would it have been to be born on January 7th, 2012. Anybody know what that date is? That is the day that Blue Ivy Knowles was born. Like, how terrible would it be to share a birthday with that? Like, you are obviously the least special child in the world. Like, Beyonce is holding her baby, and her baby's even like, man, I'm really close to Beyonce right now. Like, but I drink too much. I'm a regular at a couple bars in town, which is not a great thing. Like, it sounds like a good thing, but it's not. It's all right. It's all right. You know, you get like some free handouts here and there, but it also means you're probably a regular at a bunch of places you don't want to be a regular at, like 24-hour convenience stores or supermarkets. I'm a regular at a bar in town so much that I'm also a regular at a Kroger. So much so that the security guard at this store refers to me lovingly as Big Baby. Because when I'm drunk, I look like a giant baby. I thought that was like kind of a low light of my life. Until recently, I got into a fight with another gentleman in the Kroger, and the security guard came bounding down from an aisle and pushed this gentleman away from me and put his hand in his face and was like, hey, nobody puts their hands on Big Baby. Like, I didn't used to get it, ladies, but now I do. Now I know why you love when your men fight for you, because, like, straight up, I fucked that dude, you know what I mean? Like, excuse me, I made love to that gentleman. I drink too much. I'm afraid that my girlfriend is gonna break up with me because of it, right? So we celebrated our 1.5-year anniversary a couple months ago in Nashville, and I got the drunkest ever anyone has ever been in history. And I was walking around, and it's our anniversary, and so in my head I was like, you forgot to pack condoms, bro, because this is going down tonight. So I told her, I was like, hey, if you find a convenience store, let me know, and we'll sort this whole situation out. She found one in 5 seconds, which was way too fast for me to sober up before making this extremely mature purchase. And so we got to the door of this convenience store, and she put her hand on my chest and her finger in my face and said, hey, play it cool. And it's at this point in the story I should probably tell you that I'm a pretty smart guy. I got a 1400 on my SATs. I qualify for Mensa. I speak partial French. C'est incroyable. I don't tell you any of these things to brag. I tell you these things because right before I entered the door, after several instances of being told to play it cool with my girlfriend, I thought best case scenario was to kick open that door, scream out, What y'all know about condoms? I'm not gonna lie to you. For about the first 20 seconds I was in there, it was the greatest moment of my life. I saw some high fives left and right in this very busy convenience store. And then I looked at my girlfriend, and I realized she was mortified. I looked at the cashier, and I realized two things. A, this man knows nothing about condoms. And B, I no longer have any reason to purchase them. So, anybody here a little brother?
Yeah.
Who's a little brother? Yeah. A little brother. I'm a little brother. I'm a younger brother. I think it sucks being a younger brother because I have a really stereotypical older brother in the sense that when I got home from the hospital, he was like, oh man, I'm going to beat the shit out of this kid for the rest of his life, but also protect him. Which is a logic that only exists in two places, which is the older brother and little brother dynamic and jail. Like, that's the only two places that exists. Like, these two sentences are the same. My older brother and I were cool as long as I didn't tell my parents about his pornography collection. And I know I'm okay in the yard as long as I save my fruit cup for Julio. That's the same thing. And it's strange because, like, as a country, we'll rally around, like causes and problems. You're homophobic, you're done. You're racist, you're done. You're an older brother who beats the living shit out of your little brother? Yeah, whatever, cool, you're good. That's fine. If you don't believe me, I'll tell you a story out of context. When I was 8 years old, I was tied up in a sleeping bag and I was thrown down the stairs 9 to 10 times until my head broke the drywall and I bled out my ears. Now, if I was to tell you that that was like my dad, my uncle, or an adult neighbor that my parents really trusted, you'd be like, oh man, you were abused. But when I tell you it's my older brother, everybody's like, ha ha ha, serves you right, pussy. My girlfriend was going through some shit recently, and I decided I was going to take her to the zoo to cheer her up. Terrible place to take someone. Animal prison, in fact, guys. But it's going fucking great. And we're walking around, and we're at the gorilla cages, and it's awesome. They're so close to the glass that, like, we're putting our hands up against them like prison inmates. Like, it's wonderful. The pandas are like laying on their backs eating bamboo. It's the most adorable thing you could ever imagine. The baby elephant sprayed one of the daddy elephants with water. Oh God, so beautiful. It's wonderful. And then we decide, like, tiger cages. Let's do this. We go to the tiger cages, and there's two tigers, and in between them is this barrier. It's this grate, and they're growling back and forth at each other, and we're like, oh, we have cats. This is adorable. They're just like our cats. And then there's a zookeeper there who then decides to remind us, or to inform us that, oh, no. Tigers that are related to each other, the second that they reach puberty, don't ever stop trying to rape or murder each other. Guys, that's true. Like, that's true. I feel like that should be pointed out. She then tried to cover it up, like she knew she had said some horrible thing with, and you thought your family life was hard. Like it was the end of her Def Jam comedy set. She just fucking threw a microphone against the glass cage and was like, I'm out, zookeeper, let's do this. I'm gonna leave you with one more thing. I have this weird problem. I have a friend of mine who keeps on sending me emails with links to pornographic videos in them. Which is strange enough because it means throughout his day he's randomly like, you know what Jeff needs right now? A boner. But he writes descriptions of the videos in the subject line of the email. So I'll tell you my two favorite ones. My first favorite one is terrorist hijack plane for sex. And dude, you gotta watch this one, it's got a twist. I did not watch the second one, guys. I'm not a square or anything, but I don't need anyone M. Night Shyamalan up my pornography. Like, I'm just good. But he sent me one recently that really caught me off guard. It said extreme interracial pornography, which was weird because I didn't know that could be extreme. I thought that was something that was or wasn't. And so I got really excited before I clicked on it because I was like, oh man, this girl's gonna be so white she's invisible, and this guy's gonna be so black he's literally the night sky. Extreme! Let's do this! I clicked on it, and it was just a white girl fucking a black guy, guys. That's not extreme, that's progress. Like, that's wonderful. It's so, like I was like, the only way that is extreme is for very southern fathers sitting in the corner in straw hat, overalls, holding a pitchfork, screaming, I'm still so proud of you, I'm still so proud of you. That's extreme. Like, if you're gonna call your interracial pornography extreme, it should have to be an obviously Jewish girl having sex with a Palestinian man on the Gaza Strip, because that shit would be extreme. When's the last time any of y'all fucked for peace? Never is the answer. I'll leave you with this. I tell that joke a lot, and I had a girl in the audience scream out recently, "Too soon?" It was more like, "Too soon," actually. And I had the very unfortunate job of informing her, no, that conflict's actually been going on for a really long time. Since the Ottoman Empire was still a thing, Persia was kind of around. Your comment would have been much better suited with "not soon enough." So, I'm Jeffrey Stephenson, guys. Thanks. Have a nice night.